Hey, what's up guys? How you guys doing today? Welcome into the channel. Today we're gonna do something a little different than what we've been doing when we're doing just meta builds and actually going in and playing. Here I want to talk about the actual guns and what is the top meta AR at the moment. I've got 5 top meta ARs, all ranking from best to last. We've got 2 honorable missions as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys do, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit those notifications. You guys know when I'm posting. Let's get into the actual video. So the first, of course, we got the Automaton. This thing has been really killing it. We got people like T Captain X just using it and frying with it. I really like it as well. So at first, we're going to start off with the MX silencer with the sound suppression, horizontal recoil, vertical recoil control, and damage range. Cons are aim down, sight speed, and sprint to fire speed. But for an AR long range, you really don't need. Next, we start with the barrel. So this barrel gives you a better control as you're shooting, like a lot from doing just the taps that you would normally do as an AR. Also has a better reduced sway bob. So when you're kind of running around, it's not just going. So you can actually get into the aim and get stuff done, basically. And then the optic, I choose to run the G16 2.5 just because it visually is better for recoil. A lot of people are still running the 3 to 6 times scope, but with that glint, I feel it is just plummeted. Like, I'd rather use the 2.5 where I'm getting less visual recoil than getting, a glint plus the bobbing when you go into the 6 times. Next, we're gonna do anesthesia padded for the increased actually recoil during sustained fire, like I was talking about before with the barrel. Of course, you're gonna get flinch resistance with this. Next up, we got the Carver foregrip with its vertical recoil and hip fire accuracy. A lot of people have been still running M1941 hand stop for the recoil control, but this thing really does not bounce. Also, I feel the ARs really get a lot more with the Carver foregrip using that vertical recoil that you get. It really does not move when you have this thing. Next is the important part is the 6.5 millimeter soccer rounds because they do come out a lot faster than the 8 millimeter or the 5.6. That and it's 75 rounds compared to 45 rounds, 50 rounds, and 30 rounds. Another thing is the ammunition. We go lengthen, of course. You want to get the bullet velocity. You want to be able to hit your target as soon as you're shooting. Next, we're running with the polymer grip, where we got flinch resistance and accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. That way, it's just no recoil when you're shooting this thing. Next, for the perks, we're running tight grip. That way, we get more sustained fire, recoil, and accuracy. And then we got, of course, for almost every area that you're going to run with Vanguard, you're going to get fully loaded. That way you get all the ammo that you need when you get the loadout, because sometimes you do drop in straight from a death. Next up, I would have to say, next one up, of course, it did just get buffs, but it was always good no matter what it was. We got the Grau. First off, we're going to run the monolith suppressor, of course, for the extra damage range, plus sound suppression. We want the Tempest 26-inch Archangel barrel for the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control that you need that makes this thing always a laser beam. On top of... Now, there's 2 different builds that you can run. So you can run the VLK optic if you need the extra sight picture. If you don't want to run the VLK optic, I suggest running the TAC laser for the aim down sight speed, aiming stability, and the aim walking steadiness. On top of that, we're running the Commando foregrip, of course, recoil stabilization, aiming stability. You guys should know this by now, with the Grau being one of the first top metas when meta became a thing for COD. Next, we're gonna run the 60-round mag because when you're doing the trios and quads, you need those extra bullets. It's a lifesaver sometimes. That was the second pick, the second tier top meta here. The next is honestly the M13. This thing is still balling. It still is a pillow cannon, but the same thing goes as the Grau. You want to use the monolith suppressor for the sound suppression and damage range. Got the Tempest Marksman for the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. plus a VOK optic with a commando foregrip, does the same thing as what the Grau does, and a 60-round mag to fight those trios and quads. If I had to go to the next one, it'll be the Cooper Custom placing at 4th with its no recoil type build. Of course, we got the MX silencer to give us a sound suppression. So recoil control for both vertical and horizontal. Damage range. We got the Cooper Custom 22-inch barrel for the highly accurate and controllable fire rate that this thing has. This thing literally laser beams from across the map with no kind of drawbacks that you go for an AR long range. Again, we're using the G16, less visual recoil. We got the Cooper custom padded for sustained fire and flinch resistance. Really got to have flinch resistance for these Vanguard weapons, because if you don't, it's just going to be ding, 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 ding. Like, you're going to go so far up, it's not even funny when you're getting shot at. Again, with the carbon foregrip, I like using the carbon foregrip on these ARs. That seems way better than using strife angled or the hand stop at the moment. Of course, we're using the 9mm 60 rounds. Better fire rate, better recoil control. Aim down sight speed is a plus with this, of course. On top of, we're using lengthen, of course. You want to get the bullet velocity. Polymer grip for the flinch resistance and accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. Of course, we're running tight grip and fully loaded again, as you would run the Automaton. All these low recoil builds are really good. Coming in 5th is a sniper support weapon. It's still an AR, but this thing has really been dominating as a sniper support. I gotta give it its due. So generally, you want to use the recoil booster. I don't have it unlocked, or actually, I do have it unlocked. I'm dumb. You want to use a recoil booster to get that extra fire rate. We got the Kruznik 428mm, which gives you the highly accurate damage range that you need for a mid to long range, the short range kind of weapon. This is definitely a strafing build rather than just an all SMG. Of course, we're running slate reflector because we're fighting mid to short range with this. We got the Resdorf 22B adjustable. Gives you that aim walking movement speed. This is what kind of gives you the strafe build that you need, just because it does pop up when you start shooting, which is why you need the initial fire ring. Next, of course, we're using the carbon foregrip again. With this, I actually kind of like using the Smile pistol grip, just because you get a little bit more sprint to fire time. But the optimal build would be the carbon foregrip to get rid of the accuracy and stuff like that you need for the weapon. Next is, a lot of people have been saying you should be running the 60-round drum. I don't think you should run the 60-round drum. It slows you down a lot for a sniper support weapon. So I like using the 7.62 45-round mag. You get more movement speed, recoil and accuracy, aim down sight speed, and fire rate that you need to just wreck your opponents. Now, instead of using lengthened here, I like using subsonic, because you're using this gun more as an SMG than you would. You really don't need the extra lengthened bullet velocity to hit your target, because you're not that far. Next would be groove grip. This also helps with your strafing build because of the aim walk movement speed, ADS firing move speed, and the aim stability you need when you're strafing back and forth to dodge bullets. Next, we're going to use Perfectionist for the recoil control. And of course, you want to run fully loaded with this too. I'm running surplus because I'm still leveling it up. But honestly, these guns are like the top 5 meta right now. Everybody's running them. They got the highest pick rates. Now, we do have 2 honorable missions here. We got the STG. Of course, it did receive a couple nerfs, but it honestly feels the same. It doesn't really feel like it got nerfed. We're running, of course, the MX silencer, the VDD 760, D16. We want to use the VDD S34S weighted here for more accuracy and flinch resistance. I'm actually using the M1941 hand stop. A lot of people have been using the strafing gold for this. I feel the hand stop is really needed for the recoil control, because it does now bounce because of that nerf. Next, we're using the 50 round for more fire rate. Got lengthen to hit your target from far. Running hatch grip for more recoil control and more flinch resistance, because I really can't shoot people when I'm getting shot at, apparently. Next, we're using sleight of hand because right now Vital is broken on the STG. It does not work. So if you guys are running Vital in your STGs, don't right now. It is broken. It hasn't been fixed. It's on the Trello board on the pod page. So people are actually running sleight of hand. And then we're running fully loaded, of course, so we get the max starting ammo. The next is we have a Cold War weapon, the Bargo S. Yes, the Bargo S. It did just receive buffs. No one is using this thing right now, but honestly, this is one of my honorable missions because it is really an AK with no recoil. So we got the Grau suppressor that gives us the bullet velocity, vertical recoil control, and effective damage range that we need to take out a target from long range to mid range. Next, we're running the task force barrel, bullet velocity, horizontal recoil, effective damage range, vertical recoil. There's a lot of cons there, but honestly, you don't need those cons when you're fighting people from long range. Next, we're using the Axle Arms 3 times. Now, this thing, because it is the only time that really is a good sight from Cold War, a lot of these ARs are going to use it. The underbarrel is the specialized grip to help with more recoil control. You want to make this thing as low recoil as you can, especially using a controller or a mouse and keyboard. Does not matter. You want to kind of beam people without having to just, hit your buttons or try to move it down as you're shooting. Next, we're using the 60 round mag. Of course, we need the 60 round mag to fight trios and quads. If you guys are running solos, I would suggest running the 45 round mag instead, so you get a little bit more movement. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching this whole video. Hope you guys slay out there in Warzone. You guys next time. Peace.